The 3 dogs that I had in the Crown last year were Slide, Dallas, and I had Fever in there. The morning after the Crown, when Slide won, was an emotional time for sure for me, and emotional for my family and Ron's too. And the morning that the Crown was over, it was like Memorial Day weekend or something, and my family was already at the lake. So instead of me going home and dropping the dogs off when I got those type dogs with me, I just went straight to the lake, and because they're part of our family too. The next morning, I walked down to the lake and I had all 4 dogs running around. I had Boomer, Slide, Fever, and Dallas with me. And they're just running around loose. And I reached in the boat dock and I grabbed some bumpers out and I flipped them out in the lake. And the lake was just like glass. And all 4 of them went out there. I looked out across there, and all 4 of them, Boomer, won the Great Outdoor Games, won Super Retriever Series, Grand Champion Master Hunter, Fever, Grand Champion Master Hunter, won the SRS, 2nd in the Crown. Dallas, multiple times in SRS placements. Slide, numerous SRS, positions. Grand Champion Master Hunter, won the Crown. And I just lost it right there. To have 4 dogs like that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had hundreds of great dogs, but those 4 dogs swimming back at the same time, and were in my life, just old country boy from Arkansas that just loved to shoot ducks and loved to mess with dogs. I mean, let's face it, the only reason I ever got in this deal is I was too lazy to get out of a pit and go get my own duck. You know what I mean? And somehow my laziness involved into what we're involved in today.
All signs point to Huntsville, Alabama for another exciting event in our Super Retriever Series. Look at those kids. They're exciting. Brought in by the busloads from the Huntsville City Schools, by the Huntsville Sports Commission. They're dockside to watch the Super V and Superfly competition. Hello, I'm Craig O'Neill, joined by Justin Tacken. And Justin, they've got their favorite competitors. That's one of the great things about this event. Everybody's got them, but we've got new rules we got to go over first.
You bet, Craig. Pros and amateurs have always run against one another here. Pros will run against pros, amateurs will run against amateurs. Got a few other little technical rules, but the other major rules that we're going to see is a 10-fault penalty. We've had 5s, we've had 2s. Now we have a 10. If you handle to the area on a mark, that's 10 faults. That is a difference maker. No longer can you just be a great handling dog at the SRS. You've got to mark extremely well again.
What you're seeing is our resume this year. We've had 6 phenomenal events, beginning with Port Clinton, Ohio, Ross Holt, South Dakota. We went to Nebraska and Grand Island and saw some phenomenal performances. On to Miami, Oklahoma, and you see one name cropping up over and over. I guess you've noticed. Lyle Steinman.
I'm telling you, there is a big joke running right now within the SRS that we should refer to this thing as the Steinman Retriever Series. Because I'm telling you, the guy is wearing them out. He's very hard to beat, looks great through and through, and I mean, dogs 1 through 20. They all look great.
Okay, that's what's been in the past. What will happen in Huntsville? We'll get some answers when we come back.
The Super Retriever Series is brought to you by Avery. Welcome to your life. Eukanuba. Make a good dog great. Dog Truck. World's finest e-collars. And by these fine sponsors: Ducks Unlimited, Zinc Calls, Dog Lovers Wine Club, and by Huntsville Sports Commission and the Alabama Bureau of Tourism and Travel.
It's a beautiful day in Huntsville, Alabama. As we go to the field, let's have Justin Tackett take us through the course.
Your Eukanuba virtual course is very simple and very straightforward, but difficult. There's 3 birds. Number 1's out there looming. I'll tell you about it later. Number 2 is about 125, headed into the woods. Something a little unnatural for retrievers. They're going to need to break down and hunt that bird. Number 3 comes right at them, right on the other side of a little ridge at about 120, 125 as well. Can be a difficult bird if the dogs don't break down again. But number 1, way out there, about 400 yards, that's the Mo Getter. I'm telling you, it's rough and tough out there. They've got a bunch of terrain changes, ups and downs all the way out there, a long way to drive, and they're on a slight incline the whole way up. Very tough. The dogs that can get to that bird and pick it up clean, they're going to be in great shape to move into the finals.
So there you have it. That's the setting as we have 7 amateurs and 19 pros who go to the field now, beginning with Jimmy Hughes from Spring Hill, Tennessee. He's got his chocolate Kate, as he calls her, on the line.
Jimmy's run SRS for at least 3 years, I believe, and I tell you what, she's always right there. Even when we ran pros and AMs together, they ran as one, he was always right there going into that semifinal. And so it's really exciting to see him kind of being able to advance with this new setup that SRS has brought where amateurs run against amateurs.
Every dog, every handler, a special connection, and it's no exception with Kate and Jimmy.
Well, you know, that's what makes Kate and Jimmy so easy to pull for is they're the real deal. I mean, he's an accountant. I mean, this guy works a lot. He's got a real job in a real life. Yet he still has a dog that can be competitive, and that's what's pretty special about this deal. And the fact that it's his daughters makes it even better, you know. And they've done a great job on these first 2 birds, but Big Daddy's waiting out there. The big monster is sitting out there waiting on poor Kate to get there. Long way to go.
It's a beautiful day in Huntsville, Alabama. That's gorgeous. But now going from shadow to light, does that hurt the dog?
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's that prevalent, but I tell you what, this thing has a very slight terrain change, and over 450 yards, it gets squirrely. She's falling off the hill a little bit. It's a retired mark. I'm telling you, this is very, very, very serious. This is very tough.
So lighting not the issue, it's the terrain.
It's just a great bird. The judges have done an outstanding job, and it's just tough. Very, very tough.
Got to have a special relationship, and that's the way it is for Jimmy and Kate.
Jessica's chocolate Kate. She was my youngest daughter's 12th birthday present. We bought Kate from a tax client of mine. Picked her up out of the back of a pickup truck in a Kroger parking lot. Didn't know a whole lot about dogs at that time and had no idea what we were getting. She loves to hunt. Started hunting Kate when she was 7 months old. She's hunted extensively. Started running an AKC hunt test when she was about 10 months old. Probably Kate's biggest accomplishment was a string of 16 straight master passes. She usually does fairly well at the hunt test setups. We've never run any field trials, so that's our biggest challenge in competing in the SRS. Whatever you want to do, whether you want to hunt doves, whether you want to hunt ducks, whether you want to throw bumpers, pick up setups, whether you want to jump off a diving board in the swimming pool, she is ready to do whatever. Kate's got more personality than a lot of people I know.
The trouble is, Kate's got 41 faults.
Yeah, that is tough. I tell you, but you just don't expect a lot more out of Kate and Jimmy on this particular test because this is not their game. This is kind of like a bunch of NFL quarterbacks bringing a basketball to the field. You know, it's just not what they do.
That's okay. People are happy. There's excitement. That's SRS through and through. And when we go to the dock, you're going to see a lot more. Stay with us. It's time for the Super V Finals in Huntsville, Alabama. Once again, we're in the Valley Bend Shopping Center. Nice crowd turned out on a gorgeous day, but even though we're in Alabama, we might as well be in Louisiana because look at our leaderboard. It's an all-Louisiana final between Chuck Mann and Blaine Beaudoin. Chuck is from Chatham, Louisiana, and Blaine is from Abbeville, Louisiana. 2 great, talented dogs, Justin.
Very serious duck hunters, too. That's what I love about these 2 guys. I know both of them, and they love to duck hunt. These are great duck dogs, and they're just out there having a big time with them on a Saturday afternoon.
Rebel going for 6'4", piece of cake.
He's got it.
Nailed it easily. Look at the slow-mo. Had plenty of room to spare. So Rebel's going to go to 6'6" as we bring in Keita going for the 6'4".
Keita can do this. I've seen Keita jump big. He's got a cool little twist.
There you go.
At the end. I don't know how he taught her to do the little pirouette thing, but it's cool. It's cool.
Kind of goes at it from an angle. All right, let's bring Rebel back to the dock. Going 6'6". We bring it up 2 inches. Rebel should have no problem with this one, and got it easily.
I love it. Duck Dog knocks it out.
Chuck Man's got to be happy. A Super B dog can get momentum like this and just get on a roll.
Absolutely. I don't think it's anything different than anything else. I mean, once that confidence starts ripping like right there.
Oh, Keita.
Come on, Keita, come
Missed
down.
it.
You know, when they hit them that hard, they almost always come down. That bumper did not come down.
Now remember, it has to fall off to count, and it doesn't.
Tough. Get another shot, though.
All right, we'll put it back, bring it back, set the target, and give Keita one more chance. 6'6". This is it. Back against the wall.
Oh,
got it. Nailed it. We're still on, folks. Rebel and Keita going at it as we move it up 2 more inches. We go from 6'6" to 6'8".
You know, this is where drive, this is where good nutrition, this is where good training all comes in. Outstanding job, because they're running out of juice here. You got to think they've kind of maxed out now. Time to see who wants it the most.
All right, Rebel with a cause, and that caused that bumper. Making 6'8" look easy. Yeah, that does take a lot of energy to jump that high.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
All right, here's
like
Keita.
6'8",
Keita. Air dog.
It's a little short.
Yeah, just
a little
missed
short.
it. You can see it just jumps a little bit too early.
Timing was a little late.
All right, that
All right,
means Keita gets one more chance. This is it.
Got to make it happen right here, Blaine. Oh!
Keita misses. Rebel wins. Huntsville, Alabama, 6'8", and Rebel heads to the Crown Championship. You'll be hearing a lot more from this dog. Rebel finishes with a height of 6'10". That'll do him well going into the Crown. Back to the field, Justin. Oh my gosh.
This is the future right there, man. That's the future.
Future pro. One day that dog might be under the tutelage of this man, Rhodey Best from Page, Texas.
Rhodey Best, great dog trainer. He and Jack, great combination. If some of you may remember, Jack made the Crown Championship last year with his owner, Dean Grand. Rhodey's handling, trying to get him a little deeper here. He knocked out the second and third birds. Mark won. He's on his way and is in pretty good show. Don't break down there, Jack.
What happened?
He just broke down, probably a little drag back or something. I mean, you start to think about it. If you're not sure exactly where the bird is and you're going and you're going and you're going, you get out there about 350 yards and you're thinking, man, this bird should be right in here. And it's just not there. So they start looking for that smell, start looking for a reason to stop and hunt that bird.
Once again, Jack was in the Crown last year, knows all about being a competitor.
He's all over the bird, and you can tell with the crowd back there, it makes it very difficult to handle. And the judges, their thought on this is, hey, it's a marking test. The dog should pick it up cleanly. Right over the top of it.
Rhodey's frustrated.
Got to stay in there and battle. Atta boy.
Finishes with 48 faults. Now, this is going to put Jack actually in second behind Jimmy Hughes and Kate, but we have a long way to go, and 48 faults is not going to stand, Justin.
Absolutely not. Better dogs at this game coming up.
And here's one of them. This one could be a big performer. This is Rebel. This is a high-priced dog, Justin.
Absolutely. Richard Mills bought this dog from Trey Lawrence for J. Paul Jackson to actually train and Richard to handle. And you could buy a very nice house in most parts of the country for what Richard paid for Rebel. And he's an outstanding dog. You'll see him, Mark. He can get it on.
Richard, of course, standing there watching. Just the dog do his magic.
I remember, they're staying in the area of the fall, and that's okay. I mean, you got to remember, they're using rubber birds. It's not as easy as it would be if they were using live ducks. So they've got to stay in that area of the fall. They don't have as much help with the nose, and so the judges give them some leniency in there to get in there and dig that bird out.
Richard knows what it's like to win big. He owned Achilles, who won the 2003 Great Outdoor Games.
2003 Great Outdoor Games, as well as Achilles got a silver medal, I think, in 04 and 05, so he was right there at the top for a long time. Great dog. Richard's a super guy, great ambassador for the sport. Rebel! All right, here we're going long.
Here's the big test.
This is where you put your money where your mouth is.
Will the big money pay off?
I don't know what Richard's doing. I mean, you can't draw a line any straighter to that mark than Rebel had right there.
And yet he's veered right. Now Richard's got to correct the course and get him back left.
You know, sometimes nerves will get you. They'll get you. You start overthinking
And this shows how you have to concentrate on the line. You can't let a little mistake by your dog throw you off.
If Rebel runs out there and just smacks this thing right here, I'm gonna have to have a talk with my buddy Richard. I'm telling you, he knows exactly where he's going. Even after Richard has thrown him off to the right. There it is. Oh, I mean, we would probably be looking at a score of about 10 right now.
Instead, 34 faults is what they post. Rebel, Richard Mills, that's good enough for first, but will it hold up? We're going to find out when we come back.
The Super Retriever Series has been brought to you by Avery. Welcome to your life. Eukanuba. Make a good dog great. Max Prairie Wings, America's premier waterfowl outfitter. And by these fine sponsors: Mountaintop Custom Kennels, Pro Drive, Creative Answer, and Splash Dogs.
Oh, the Huntsville, Alabama Sports Commission put on a great spread at the competitor dinner. Fabulous dinner, lots of enthusiasm. Good food, too, Justin.
Outstanding food. These guys know how to lay it out for you. Always an exciting place to come back. We'll be back again next year. I can't wait to go back.
Chris Jobman will be there. You know, he's one of our more accomplished pros from Bayard, Nebraska.
He's getting there bit by bit. It's kind of neat just to watch Chris really advance and get better and better and better. And his dogs are getting better. And he's always been a great hunting test pro, but he's done a great job getting ready for trials. And this dog is phenomenal.
What's the difference between a pro and an amateur?
Well, I mean, a pro gets paid. He gets, just like anything else, he gets paid to train dogs and handle dogs for a living, where amateurs are stiffs like you and me, buddy. Got real jobs.
But now in most sports, an amateur wants to be a pro. It's not necessarily that way.
No.
When it comes to these field trials.
No, I tell you what, if you know, and don't get me wrong, they make a great living and the endorsement deals are outstanding and all that's wonderful, but these guys work very hard. You know, when you start thinking about it, it's like a great, big, huge daycare. Because you have 80 babies. Somebody's child is with you all the time. That's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. I'm telling you, you got a lot of things to worry about.
Better to be an amateur, go hunting,
Absolutely.
have a relationship with your dog as we chat and we watch Jake go long.
And Jake can do it. He's rolling. Come on, Jake. Keep rolling, biggin. He's going to be, he may hammer this thing. Got about another 50 to go. Oh,
He's going too long.
Right by it.
Well, Chris will tell you, Jake is a different kind of dog.
Jake is a nut. He is, you get him out of the truck, you think he's been drinking Mountain Dew and eating Skittles all day long. He's unbelievable. He gets out and he's not a house dog. He's a bull in the china closet. He's all about go, go, go. Now he's a lover, but to the point, he's a lover when there's nothing to do. And that's why he's so good at the SRS, because nothing really bothers him. Great hunting dog. I mean, he's a pheasant hunting dog. I mean, he'll pick up turkeys, pheasants, it don't matter for him. So I got Jake's season title, and I got his finish title, and then we went out and got his master title. And he was doing pretty good, and I told Gary, I said, Gary, this was before I ran the SRS. I said, you got a pretty dang nice dog here. What do you think about running the SRS? He goes, well, how far do you think he can jump? Is what he told me. I said, no, we're going to do the other thing. He's like, well, but how far do you think he can jump? We'll build a dock. I said, no, we're going to do the big dog stuff. He's like the hometown boy that got the great scholarship to the University of Nebraska from 8-man football, and now he's playing on the big stage. He's in the Orange Bowl, and he's playing, and everybody's rooting for him. It's the same sort of feeling we get with Jake. Everybody wants to know how he's doing. I've answered 25 texts today on how is Jake doing.
I was really close to going, pow. I had a 2 going into that. It almost was a 2.
Oh, I tell you what, he absolutely had that thing pinned. And again, that's another case where real birds make things quite a bit easier. So outstanding job by Jobin there. He's going to be in the middle of it.
Chris Aiken, another great handler with another terrific personality and another great dog. This is Bailey.
Bailey. She's a surprise. You know, I think Chris shows up with about 15 dogs per SRS. And I will tell you this, Bailey is probably the most, I know that he's got a dog named Bailey, but I can't say that I've ever seen her run before.
Well, you know it's going to be good, though. Chris Aiken's got her. Chris, our crown winner from last year from Jonesboro, Arkansas. You know Bailey's got to be accomplished for Chris to come to the line with her.
Absolutely. And I'm looking here through my notes. Bailey is actually a Boomer puppy. So everybody knows who Boomer is. So her daddy did it pretty well, so I bet she can do it pretty well.
Bailey!
Here we go.
The long one. This is the test.
Go, Bailey, go.
It's amazing how they go at it with few faults, and then you come out of it with greater faults. What happened there?
Well, she broke down just about where you saw Dean Grand's Jack, or actually Rhodey Best was handling Jack at the time, where he broke down. And there may be a drag back spot there. There may be a place where the wind kind of comes through and there's a little change in the sending conditions. I don't know exactly what's happening, but they're all breaking down in that one area. And to have a dog like Jake and Rebel who really tried to punch through there, hey, that's a clean handle though, man. You got to like that.
To bring Bailey the first time and to come out with 18 faults, and not only that, be number one, that's pretty good. But this is not the final score. There is lots more from Huntsville, Alabama, coming up next week. Plus, we're going to go to the dock for the Superfly competition. So much in store. Join us next week from Huntsville, Alabama on your Super Retriever Series.